Vitesse, a top-flight Dutch club located within the city of Arnhem. Established in 1892, this is one of the oldest clubs in the Eredivisie, the National Football League of Holland. However, in this time period, they have only won a single Dutch cup and peaked with a third-place league finish in 1997. The club has been the home of many a talent before their careers took off, such as Nemanja Matic, Martin Odegaard and Mason Mount. But the club is often overlooked around the world as the home of unwanted Chelsea players, due to a link between the two clubs which allows for the uncomplicated loaning of developing youngsters. With a good following in the Netherlands and a stadium that holds 20,000 people, the club has decided they want to push on and challenge both in the domestic league and eventually compete in Europe too, using as many homegrown players as possible. After investing in brand new state-of-the-art youth facilities, all the club needs to start this project is a manager with a reputation for developing young talent, and that is where I come in. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Dutch Dream. I'm Jake. It's a new series on this channel. In this series we're going to be managing Vitesse in the Dutch league, Vitesse. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but I think it's Vitesse. I know it's been a long while since I did do a Football Manager series, so good to get back into it, and I hope you all enjoy this series and give me any comments or tips that you want me to do going forward with this series. This will probably be the series that I keep going until the next Football Manager comes out. Alongside this, I'll also be making the challenge videos that I've been making at the minute, but I would guess I would upload this series more regularly and the challenge videos every fortnight or month or something like that. So in this scenario, what we're going for is us managing Vitesse, trying to use as many young players and youth players as possible to develop a team that can not only compete for the Eredivisie title, but also compete on a European front too. And we've also spiced it up a little bit by giving ourselves really good youth facilities, youth recruitment, all of that stuff, so we can produce the best youngsters and try and produce a dynasty where instead of selling players off from the Eredivisie and sending them to other clubs, we will just develop them here and hopefully become good enough to take over some of the biggest clubs. And I mean, Ajax are going to be the big challenge at first, to try and eventually overtake them. This episode is just going to be a quick overview about the series and about Vitesse as a team and what we're going to do with them going forward. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, feel free to hit the like button, comment anything you want me to do in this series. Now is a good time to tell me at the start, and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Hopefully we can aim for like 10 likes on this one, seeing as it's the start of a new series. So let's get into it. The first thing is the squad. The Vitesse squad, it's a bit of a weird one, because if you look at the transfer history, Vitesse brought a lot of players in real life over this summer, which is like a crazy amount of players. So this team, if we go to the team dynamics, as you can see, their cohesion is really bad because they don't know each other. Our formations aren't going to work very well. They're not going to stay in position. This is a thing that we need to improve over time, and I doubt we'll be bringing that many players in with the transfers. So the next episode I do, which will be the transfer update, will also include some games too, because I really don't think we're going to be doing that many transfers in this summer period. Now our squad, it's not actually a bad one. It's a pretty young one. The best way to view it will probably be through the squad depth report. So as you can see, we have got a decent amount of goalkeepers. So the first one we've got is this old guy, Pasveer. I'm probably going to pronounce a lot of these Dutch names wrong, but I'll try and do my best. So he's like our old choice of goalkeeper, and then we've got a younger one at 27 who's probably going to be our keeper going forward, although Pasveer is a very good leader, so he'll be good to keep around the team. We've got a decent left-back position. We've got Max Clark at left-back, who is an English left-back, who I assume at some point will hopefully sell to the English leagues and make a bit of money off him. He's got the potential to do well, and he's quite young too. And then below him, we've got Brené, who I think is more of a right back, and not much else, so we do need some depth at left back, and I probably will try and fix that this summer. Our centre backs also aren't the best. We've got an old guy here, 2.5 stars, Hayek. I say old, 27 isn't too bad. We've got this guy too, Docky, who's 20 years old. I'm probably pronouncing his name terribly, but he's got some potential, so he will probably be in our starting lineups at the start. And other than that, we haven't really got any noteworthy players. Now, obviously, at right back, we've got a bit more, as you can see, 2 3.5-star players. We've got Eli Dasser, who came in for free, who looks like a decent player in himself, and we have this Brené guy, who is also an option at left back. He's probably going to be the backup at left back and right back. He's on loan from Hoffenheim, so even though he might be better than Eli Dasser, as he's not actually our player, I'm not going to give him too much game time, I don't think. Our midfield is where things start to look up. We've got 2 of our best players in the midfield. We've got this guy, Rikedli Bazor. He's a very good player and one of the best in the division, I think, and at only 22, he is definitely going to be our star. As you can see, already 4-star and a potential of 4.5 stars, so a very good player for us, and he's probably going to be key going forward. Already 6 caps for the Dutch national team, so a very good player on our hands there. And then our other star player is this guy, Brian Linton, if he'll even be here before the season starts. 28 years old, wanted by the Chinese league, and if we can get a decent amount for him, he might be one that we look to sell, but he is one of our star players. So yeah, we have Bazor, we have this guy, Bruns, Tronstad. Again, nothing much of note here. These are all just squad filler players, I would assume. We have Barrow, who is probably going to be our attacking midfielder if we play this formation. He is a Slovakian attacking midfielder, capped for the national team, which is good, worth a decent amount of money too. And then other notable players include Behrens. He's an old player, but he's going to be useful on both the right wing and the left wing. This guy, Tanan, who is a younger player and maybe would take Linson's place if he leaves, but he'll probably be our right winger. Charlie Masunda on loan from Chelsea. Obviously, as you probably all know watching this, if you like the Chelsea series, Vitesse are Chelsea's feeder club and Chelsea are Vitesse's parent club. So Chelsea can very easily send their youngsters out to Vitesse to get some experience. They did it with Mason Mount, Lewis Baker, Van Ginkel, Matic, Masunda. Just a lot of players get sent out here. Masunda is probably going to be pretty key for us too this season, although I doubt he'll be here for very long. I don't think we'll be able to get him on a permanent deal. Up front, we have our old striker in Tim. I can't pronounce that last name. We're just going to call him Tim. He's a Slovenian. But one of the biggest prospects at this club is, I think it's this guy, yes, Butnik. So this guy is only 19 years old and he's already a 3-star striker, potential to be a 5-star striker. 15 finishing, he's going to be one of our key players. And I think I'm going to start him this season and just try and get him as one of our star players straight away. So that is our team. It might need a little work. However, the problem is we do only have 2 million to spend. A 30k wage budget does mean that we could get some decent players for free, but it's more just going to be squad depth at the minute, and we are going to try and focus on developing youngsters in the club rather than going out and spending big money, at least right now when we haven't got anything to spend anyway. We're missing a lot of staff. We haven't got that many quality staff, so I'm going to focus on filling out the staffs for both the B team and the main team, and just getting it to a good enough level that when we bring the right players in, we can actually compete with the big boys at the top. Now, speaking of the big boys, if we go to our competition, which is the Eredivisie, go to the season preview, pretty much the whole media dream 11 is all Ajax players, and I guess these guys are from Feyenoord. AZ, they're from AZ, okay. So it's going to take a big effort to topple Ajax at the top of the league. As you can see, 5-2 odds for Ajax to win the league. We're predicted to come 6th, 20-1 to win the league. Our average squad age is 23 with an ambitious squad. Our best player is Brian Linson, and our hot prospect is Luke Wensink, who I haven't even looked at all these players yet. He looks like a decent centre-back, only 15 years of age, and I'm sure one day he'll be in the first team too. If we go to the under-19s, you can see we've got a lot of players with high potential. Everyone from here upwards can be 4 stars or more, which is very good to see. And I think we've got a very promising young team that's going to come through here. And then as we build more regens as well, that's also going to help. So I think we're going to be okay in terms of players coming through. Hopefully, when our youth intakes do come in, we're going to get some good players. So we're very well set up for the future, which puts us in a good position to eventually try and build our way up the league. We have a 3.5-star reputation with secure finances. As you can see, last season, Vitesse came 5th. Then they came 6th before that, 5th before that. So coming 6th should be okay. We should just try and hit that level again. And I think with the competition in the league, we'll do okay if we look at the league itself. Ajax are obviously going to be a threat. AZ will be a threat. PSV will be a threat. And also, by the way, if you guys know anything about how to pronounce any of these teams or player names, I'm saying it wrong, let me know. The Eredivisie is the 11th best league in the world according to the reputations. So hopefully, as we become a better team and challenge in the European positions, we can eventually move our way up the league rankings. And also, hopefully with the players we produce, we can help the Dutch national team take over the world as well. So there's a lot that's going to be going on in the save, but I thought it'd be a fun save to do, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy watching it. The board are looking for me to definitely develop players using the club's youth system. As you can see, that is desired. They want us to work within a wage budget which is required, finish in the top half of the Eredivisie in this first season, which shouldn't be bad at all. That is required. Then after that, nothing really. They want us to eventually qualify for the Europa League, but that's only favoured, which means it's not very important at all. So I think we're going to be okay. It should be a safe job, so we might be able to build a team quite nicely here without much pressure. If we go to the tactics here, we can see there is one big position missing. I've tried filling the squad out with who I think would play where, and we're missing a good player in the midfield, so I might go to Chelsea, see if we can get a player for cheap on loan. Maybe a Conor Gallagher, Billy Gilmore, someone like that we can bring in from the Chelsea team, as I know a lot of you love the Chelsea players that we had in our last Chelsea save. So that was just a quick overview of the squad and of the series. I hope you are excited for this new series going forward. Like I say, any feedback is greatly appreciated, so do let me know what you think in the comments about this series. And I think the next time you'll join me will be after the transfer window, probably the first game of the Eredivisie season. We'll still have a bit of a transfer window to go, but at least we can talk about who we've brought so far, because like I say, I don't think there's going to be much happening for us in the transfer market, so I think this is where we'll bring it back for the PSV game. It's going to be a very hard match to start off with. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I hope you guys are too. It might take me a few days in real life to get up to that point, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'll see you when the next video comes out. I hope you have enjoyed, and goodbye.